Hello everyone! It is time for Atelier Resleriana's first anniversary to kick it into high gear. This event is going to be amazing. It's the climax of the story, basically Resna's final battle, Resna and Valeria's confrontation with the Polar Knight Alchemists. It's sure to be really exciting. Who knows what they have in store? Obviously we have this awesome key art here for the menu, and yeah, they have 2 straight months of story updates planned, so all the way through to the end of October. Every 10 days we're going to get a new story update, so should be pretty cool. Now, for those of you on Global who are a bit spoiler averse, this video will show off the new banner units, which may be considered a spoiler. So just leave now if you don't want to see any of that. And without further ado, let's head into the review. All right, so it's going to be pretty cool. Starting off with, we have a ton of very cool new quality of life features, which is pretty nice. I guess I can just go over a few of the menus that they have changed first. For one, we have an entire overhaul to the recipe menu. You can see all recipes, all of your rewards are here. There's a nice little menu for this. You can see the rest, like the rewards for different categories and all these banners and the recipes in each category too. Easily see what you're missing. It's pretty cool. You can go to main story recipes, you can go to tower recipes, you can go to event recipes. There is, yeah, I like the menu. It's pretty nice. It's much easier to see things, much easier to scroll through than it was before. And it's also sorted by the most recent at the top here, like the new stuff, which is pretty nice, or probably the stuff that you don't have unlocked actually, which is going to be the new stuff. Anyways, it's pretty cool. You can also click this to see what you're missing. Just much nicer to see, just to use this menu in general with how many recipes we have in the game. Like the old view was cool at the start of the game, right? We didn't have many recipes, but this one's much better now that there's over 500 recipes in the game. And we also have an update to the shop. Very importantly, we have this daily pass now. So 800 yen, which will be about $5, I think, when it comes to global, gets you, the amount of paid gems you would normally get for spending that money on gems, and then you get 100 free gems each day for 30 days. So this is something people have been asking for a long time. This is something that I was shocked wasn't in the game on release, because this is pretty standard for gacha, and it's pretty good gem value. So for all of you players who want to spend a little bit of money but gems are generally too pricey, this will be perfect. So fantastic addition. Other than that, we just have a bit of an overhaul to the shop menu. You can see all the packs here like normal, and then we have the chapter packs here also like normal, and all of the other shops got thrown into here. I don't love this. You have to like scroll along this bar to see all of your shops now. All of the monthly stuff got moved into one, so we have the coal shop and the shiny coin shop, and for whatever reason they didn't just straight up remove these, which are like candy for gems, which no one should ever do. So it's a little bit weird, but all of the other shops are here as well. So Memory Crystal down there, Pieces down here, and your little Spark shop over here. And for other very cool UI features that we got, we have equipment loadouts. So now for equipment, you don't come to the character and then select their gear anymore. It's not an option when you're in the party. You click here and you can see the entire party's gear at once. Let me go to an actual party. So you can see the entire party's gear at once, the quality on everything. Very, very cool. This is the party I use most of the time for stuff. And yeah, you can see all of this, and you can click here, and if you click this button, you can save what's equipped to the character. So you can take Aisha's gear set here and save it. You can rename it like this. And then if I were to, click Izana's onto Aisha, it would equip everything here and unequip it from Izana. And we can just go back very quickly like this. So very, very nice feature. Very, very happy with it. The game has been needing this for forever. Like, equipment has been so cumbersome. Now it's really easy to swap sets around. Or if you like remove a Memoria to put it on someone else temporarily, it's very easy to just get your set back like this. Just really, really, really nice. So very, very, very happy about this feature. Very nice, very helpful, very good. And we have a few things coming in the future. They're not here quite yet. They did announce them in the stream. I don't actually know if they're anywhere in here. Yeah, they're showing. Oh, right. We also, we can see progress for emblems now, which is really nice. That's something that needed to be done. A lot of the mana that we get now will be in this consumable form, like cookies. So it's not going to count against your mana cap. You can hoard it like you could cookies. That's really nice. Very happy about that. So yeah, just a number of really good changes. Let's get into the gacha. First up, we have the return of selectors, and I will do these selectors at the end of the video. I bought the gems for them. Yeah, we have the return of selectors. There are 2 selectors this time. One is the same one as the old selector. No, not quite. It's a little bit better. So the base pool goes up, so the selector goes up to Arland, basically this time. So if you don't have Toturi or Rona, yeah, we're gonna get the selector for 1 year anniversary, so you can get any character up to Toturi. Very good selector. There's a lot of really good characters in here. I will personally be picking Ampel from this one, because I still don't have Ampel on JP. And yeah, and then we have the second selector, and this one goes all the way up to the Dusk banner with Eska and Marion. So it has all of that's from Rose up to here. So starts right after Arland. You can pick any Rose or Academy units or whatever. This one's going to be hard for me because I'm missing a lot of really good units here. I'm missing Liddy, Val, Ryza, Verona, Heidi. So yeah, this one's a little rough, but have to pick 2. It'll be fine. And as you can see here, we have a lot of banners down here. It's kind of crazy. Basically, they gave us 80 tickets, 10 tickets for each of these banners here, which are each of the chapter banners. So we have the chapter 4 story banner, chapter 5, 6, all the way up to 11 with Flock and Sue. So that's pretty cool. Can look forward to those tickets. And these banners are pretty crazy because not only can you select focus, right? So you can select 1% on whatever you want from them. The pool is modern, so the base pool goes up to Marion and Eska. And for newer players, these aren't just a first year anniversary thing. Newer players are going to get these banners and the tickets from them as they complete the story. So if you wanted to get into JP, like, now is a really great time for it. You're going to get, you know, Crystal of Memories, you're going to get a ton of tickets for base Atelier Fest, and you're going to get tickets for each of these banners here and be able to pull on them, right? Because you can also use free gems on these banners if you want the characters from them. So if you want to target Izana, of course you can target Izana here with the focus so that she's 1%. Very, very nice. And of course you can, you know, get Val, Liddy, Flock, all these other characters. Really, really great. And for the current banner, we have Resna and Lara. So I've been saying for a while, I was pretty sure they were going to do a Fire Attacker Resna for Anniversary. I was right, it makes sense to me. She gets her story power-up, and yeah, very, very cool. She's very cute, and Lara also joins the party. So yeah, let's go ahead and cover these characters now. First up, this is a 4-unit banner. So we have 2 Memoria, two characters. As far as the Memoria goes, the first one, just cute Izana and Resna. It's Resna's birthday. Very nice Memoria art. The Memoria itself is kind of whatever. It's basic magic attacker Memoria with 65% damage, 65% skill damage when attacking a fire weakness. This is kind of like whatever. We just have better Memoria than this nowadays, so kind of not super worth going for, but it's not bad either. It's just not super worth it when we have the swimsuit Memoria, so yeah. We also have a nice feature. You can see the illustrator credits now for Memoria. Very happy about that, because a lot of times it was kind of a mystery who the random illustrators they pulled in for Memoria were until, you know, they tweeted about it or whatever. So very happy about that. Very cool. For the other Memoria, we got some nice art. Lara's captured a mini Izana and her soul has left her body. This one's pretty funny. I did already do all of my pulls on these banners on stream when I did my react stream to the anniversary stuff yesterday. And I did end up getting this Memoria, which is kind of cool because I do like the art. If you want to see those pulls, they won't be in this video, but I will link to them in the description. So, but yeah, this Memoria, kind of interesting. It's when attacking a slash weakness, give the enemy minus 30% slash resistance for 2 attacks. This is a really, really high power resistance Memoria. They haven't had anything like this so far. It's also 11% speed. Honestly, this is pretty dang good. Especially because in the future, they will likely make a trait to scale this. We currently have traits for scaling bolt resistance and ice resistance. It's likely we'll get the others in the future. Once we get the slash resistance one, this Memoria will be honestly pretty crazy. It's just hard to say right now. Like, for most people, this still isn't worth pulling for and using crystals on, because it's very limited. It's limited to slash, but it is a really strong Memoria, especially once we get that trait, so whales are probably going to have some fun with this one in the future. But yeah, so Memoria. Alright, let's go over Lara first. And for Lara, she is a slash attacker. I'll just say right now, her kit doesn't make any sense to me. I don't think she's very good, but we'll go over it. She's super, super slow as well. But yeah, for leader skill, completely worthless. This leader skill gives item damage. I don't know why they did this. Item damage will never be a thing unless they force it, like specific tower floors, so yeah, I don't know, like, it's just a weird leader skill. Sorry, 1 second. Talking too much. Anyways. But as for her kit, first of all, her passive, it's a pretty high power passive, but it's kind of weird for an attacker. It's supposed to synergize a little bit with the Resna in this banner, because she has some heal-based stuff, but basically after using a skill, she heals all allies for 15% HP, which is pretty good. That's a pretty large amount of recovery, and then gives herself 5% physical attack, stacking up to 15%. Like, this is a pretty good passive. Just healing on an attacker doesn't make all that much sense. And her other passive is after using an item, after your party uses an item, she gains a buff. When she attacks, she'll inflict paralysis on that enemy for 1 turn. This is very similar to Rose Fierce. She has the same thing, but for Brittle. This, to me, is kind of not really a passive, since enemies are generally immune to paralysis, although nowadays they're making more 90% resistances instead of full immunity, so it is possible to inflict it. It's not, like, that terrible, but I don't think it's that good either. But it's usable paralysis, I guess, so. Then as for her skill 2, it's a little weird. It has a skill lamp system that we've been seeing a lot recently. After she uses the skill, the lamp lights up. This one does not start lit, I think. Not actually completely sure on that. But basically, if you have the lamp lit, when she uses the skill, she will delay the target for 1 turn. It's not a slow skill, so she's not 275 weight like Fierce. So that's nice, but she does have delay, which can be useful. Her kit is in general very CC oriented, which might be kind of nice for certain strategies or for tower stuff, but overall, like, she's an attacker that doesn't do that much damage. 330 damage right here. If the target has a status effect, then 30% damage increase. She also gives herself another physical attack boost here, but it's very minor. So the damage isn't amazing, but it's not bad either if you do have that ailment on the enemy. But it's really for the delay utility. Then the burst, it's an area burst. Once again, this burst has no damage. It just doesn't do extra damage. So after attacking, it inflicts 2 debuffs on the enemy. One is received damage plus 50%. This honestly isn't very good because it can't be scaled with traits since it is generic received damage up. I would rather it be physical or magic, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. She is an attacker. You are probably putting skill power and crit damage on her anyways, so whatever. Then she gives this Ruler's Light or whatever, something like that. I don't know. Debuff to the enemy, and what this does is it's basically paralysis. It can cause the enemy to randomly skip their turn. However, it's a debuff instead of an ailment, so that means they have no resistance to it. It's guaranteed. Now, it is a chance-based proc, whether or not the enemy actually skips their turn, but inflicting the debuff itself, guaranteed, and it does apply to all enemies. It is an area burst, so it's kind of neat. She is basically the CC queen of the game. She has the crowd control, she has paralysis, delay, this weird stun burst. Like, she's interesting from that perspective. I just don't know how much of a place there is in the game for a CC character like Lara, but that is her entire kit, so we'll see how it shakes out. I don't think she's very good in the game's current meta, but things could change if they manage to balance in a way where you're not just one-shotting everything at the high end. So, neat character, has some potential for specifically what she's made for, and yeah. And next we will go over Resna with her powered up form. Once again, she is a fire attacker. She's pretty neat. She has a gimmick where she transforms. We'll go look at the trial battle so we can see how this works. In fact, I should probably do that first. But first we'll just go over her leader skill. Once again, it's item damage. It sucks. I don't know why they keep doing this. But yeah, let's go to the trial battle for her so we can see how her transformation works. But basically, how it works is she has 2 sets of skills. So you can see here that she has started the battle in her base form. And you can see the skill lamps here. She needs to get 2 of these to transform, which uses a skill 2. And she gets a lamp every time she is healed. So we're going to heal her with Rorona. And you can see that's 1 out of 2 now, and then it'll go up to 2 out of 2. So it's pretty easy to charge, but you do need to get to her first turn to let her transform, which means she is a bit of a slower combo character. And yeah, you can see here she's her base form with like slightly improved versions of her base skills. So if she uses her skill 1, she gets a ramping permanent skill damage buff with a small speed boost for 1 turn. And for her skill 2, before attacking gives minus, actually wait, this shows the transformed version because she has the lamps. I didn't realize it actually used the transformed versions when she had the lamps. So that's interesting. And yeah, for the burst, it's just her normal burst, area burst, weak when attacking weakness, damage plus 40%. However, she will also create a burst panel on the timeline when attacking weakness, so that's cool. It's slightly upgraded. But yeah, let's just go ahead and transform, and we'll slow down the battle for this. There she goes. Got some nice shots here. Full transformation sequence. And she uses her skill there, so she gave herself a massive magic attack buff of 40%, and now that she has transformed, the skill 2 also lowered the enemy's fire resistance for 5 attacks total, so it's before attacking and then 5 attacks total. It's really crazy as a debuff. And she also changed her passives, which we can see here. So instead of getting lamps, to transform, now that passive has changed into whenever she is healed, she has a very high chance of giving herself 50% fire damage for 1 turn. And this should stack. So every time she is healed, she has a chance of getting this. So we heal her more. It looks like she did not get it from Morena. Let's do it from Liddy and see if she gets it here. Yeah, so she got the damage up there. Or no, it was just the one from Liddy. So she actually did not get the RNG damage boosts. But that is basically what her passive does. I don't know the exact chance, it will just require testing. But she has very high potential damage if you give her buff A and you manage to stack a lot of these buffs on her, right? Because it's 50% each time, so very, very, very cool. And she can just go and burst, and you can see she'll create a burst channel on Rorona here. And her awakened burst is really, really, really strong. For one, it has 100 penetration, which against enemies with very high defense will make them take actual damage. And against normal enemies, it's about 20% more damage. And then when attacking weakness, it's 100% damage. And then she also makes the burst. So despite being an area burst with slightly lower power than normal, normally area bursts are 300% damage rate, this one's 277, it's very high damage. It's a lot of damage with the double damage here, the 20% damage here, and then also all of the buffs that you can potentially get from her passive here. Yeah, she can do a lot of damage with this thing, so. And of course, like the battle's showing, she synergizes very, very well with Verona. She has her nice laser bursts. Overall, very cool character. Pretty excited for her, but she is a little bit slow for the modern game, being a little combo-y, whereas most of the time you just use Swimsuit Ryza or Izana or whatever area attacker you have to delete the field in 1 turn and a lot of content. But she'll be cool in tower. I think she's potentially high enough damage that despite having an area burst, she can compete in tournaments, so that's kind of neat. But yeah, alright. And now we can just go over the new recipes real quick, and then we'll do some polls. So for the recipes, we have, 3 items for each Resna and Lara, and then 2 new usable items. For Resna's items, we have this book, which is 5% skill damage, 8% burst skill damage. I think this is kind of bad. It's 13% combined, not really particularly useful. So there's better damage items for Resna. Then for the armor, we have, when equipped to a fire character after using a skill, recover 5% HP. This is of course synergistic with her passive, but I don't think it's very good. The Wanderer shirt is going to be better, that gives 23% received buff effect. Then we have the accessory, and the accessory is completely broken. It's for fire attackers, received buff effect plus 23%, just like the Wanderer shirt, but now you can do 2 of them because you have it on the shirt and an accessory, so really, really good item here. For Lara, we have a weapon. This is actually generic for attackers, but after attacking, they inflict received damage plus 4% on the enemy. This is really mediocre. You wouldn't really want to put this on an attacker in general, so yeah. If you build Lara as more of a support character, then I could see using this, but it's still kind of minor, not very strong. Then for the armor, we have for slash characters, after receiving an attack, gain 11% phys attack for 1 turn, and this does not stack, so could be kind of cool if it's stacked, but it doesn't. Obviously, it'd be really strong potentially if it's stacked, especially for characters like Lanza who do their little intercept cover thing, so yeah, not super interesting. And then the accessory for slash characters, after attacking, they give the enemy received physical damage 6% for 2 turns. This will scale with the trait, and it is generic for slash characters. Potentially usable on someone like Master Ryza, right? But it's a little bit weak. It's decent though, especially if we get a slash character that actually wants to use the trait to scale this debuff. It starts becoming really good, right? We just don't have that currently. So For the usable items, we have the pancakes, the fluffy cakes, and these are kind of interesting as a usable item. It's all allies gain 10% damage reduction for 1 turn. Can be kind of useful for getting through certain like AoE damage checks, right? I think the other damage reduction items we currently have are single target, so this one applying to all allies is kind of neat, but I don't know how useful it will end up being overall. Probably not that much, but it's cool. And then we have this one, which is the crazy bomb that Lara threw at Resna in Chapter 2. We get access to this now that Lara has joined the party. And this item's interesting. It's a single target fire attack item with 1 use, but it does delay the target by 1 turn. So we do have delay on an item now. There will probably be places to use this for certain strategies. It's not amazing, but it is utility that we didn't really have access to before, so pretty powerful. There's a reason they gave it 1 use. We'll see if there's any like strategies that we can come up with for making content significantly easier using that item. It's neat. Yeah, it's not bad. But that is all the recipes. Let us get into the polls. Like I said before, I already did all of my tickets and my new banner polls on my Twitch stream earlier. So I will upload that VOD. I will link to that in the description if you want to watch those polls. I won't spoil them here. And also, speaking of my stream, throughout the week and maybe the rest of the month, I will be going into Tower to clear more floor 30s. I haven't touched it in a while, so I only did Slash, so we're going to try and get the rest of it cleared this month. So if you want to see that content, make sure to follow over there, and yeah, I will be streaming there throughout the month, so look forward to that. If you're interested in that, it should be pretty fun. But yeah, we have selectors now. For this first one, I'm only going up to step 2. The only character I care about here is Ampel. We do have enough gems, I believe. It's 9,500 gems total for what I want to do, so... Alright, let's just go ahead and send it. Oh, they did the winks. Doesn't necessarily mean anything, but... they did do it. Now, the only character I can get from this banner that I care about much is Ampel. This one goes up to Arland. I have those characters already in general. Actually, I don't know if the base pool on this one went up further or not. I think it was just Arland, so... but, yeah. We did get a Memoria that I don't care about from the actual pulls. Alright, on to the selection, and we grab Ampel, finally. I have been missing Ampel for so long. He is so instrumental to making physical teams do a lot of damage. And look, we get our download. What animation is it gonna give? Oh, it's giving a fake out animation, actually. This isn't really a fake out, it's just slightly delayed with the swirlies there. Alright. Very cool. I have seen this animation so many times on Global. I have pulled Ampel 4 times on Global. 4. And I had to select him for JP. Alright. Got that one out of the way. On to the next selector. Hopefully we do not. So what happened for first anniversary for me on the selector on JP is I selected Ryza for step 2, Master Ryza, and then I pulled her in step 3. Hopefully that does not happen to us again. If we look at the rates here, it does contain... So one thing that's interesting is for the 3-star characters, it only has the characters in the selector. So if I hit a 3-star character just normally, there's like a 50% chance it's a new character for me, because we are missing so many of them. No, it's even higher than that. we have 7 out of how many characters are in here? 7 out of 22 characters. So if we hit a 3-star off the selector, there's a 2 in 3 chance that it is a new character. I believe. I should be reading this right? Yeah. So that's pretty cool. Let's hope we get at least one character in these 30 pulls. That's about right. And hopefully it's new. There's a pretty decent chance for it. There's also a pretty decent chance that we select someone and then get them, so... hopefully that does not happen, but yeah, let's go for it. This selector is really, really good for my account because of the characters that I just happen to be missing. So let's hope for some good pulls. I will be selecting Heidi first, and then we'll see what we pull and I'll figure out who I'm selecting second. But this pull looks like a lot of nothing. No fake outs or anything. Yeah. Alright, on to the selector, and we are going to grab Heidi. I've been so close to sparking Heidi, I'm glad I didn't. I didn't realize the selector would go up to her when it came. I was pretty sure there was going to be a selector for anniversary, but I didn't realize it would go up all the way to Heidi. That's very cool. Very happy about it. Let's see what animation we get. Probably a similar one to the last one where we get the swirlies at the river. Oh, I accidentally skipped it. My bad. Nice. Alright, on to the next pull. Just don't pull Heidi, please. No, download. You can usually look down here to see if you're getting a character or not nowadays, because they don't keep the videos stored locally for characters you haven't pulled. But yeah, another super boring animation here. Probably a whole lot of nothing. Tragic, honestly. Alright. The next pull will be a character, right? Come on. Just give me a 3-star. The pool is so good. Not hitting a 3-star here would be so sad. Heck. There's still hope. There's still hope. There's still hope. Come on. Probably not. Yeah, probably not. Unfortunate. A lot of people are gonna do the selector and get some crazy units out of it. Okay, we hit a Memoria. This is the bulk crit damage Memoria, right? That's interesting. Oh, there was good Memoria in there too. But yeah, the bulk crit damage Memoria, not particularly useful nowadays. Unfortunately. Unfortunate that we hit a Memoria instead of a character. This has been basically completely power crept by Summer Memoria, so what can you do? Alright, on to the final selection. And this one's a bit hard for me. We're missing so many good characters, but I think I have to go with Academy Riser here. Giving initiative to Kukin Island, just being a generically good debuffer, like, she's probably the most useful out of the set. Roseval is of course a consideration. I do want Liddy for her synthesis gift, which is kind of trolling. Rorona, kind of a little too niche nowadays. She's still useful and interesting utility, but yeah, we just have to go with Ryza. Izana's also a consideration for her initiative leader skill, but just kind of has to be Ryza, I think, so we're gonna go with Ryza. Alright, let's actually look at the animation this time. Wow, no wink animation. It's interesting to, like, look at these so that you know, like, you can sort of see like what leads to 3 stars. Get used to it. I have a pretty good idea now what each one usually means. I can usually guess with pretty high accuracy what I'm going to get from the animation. This one was the super early silver sparkles, so with like Chalicer and stuff. So obviously going to lead into a 3 star. We already knew that. And yeah, there's Ryza. Alright. That's it for the first year anniversary video. I hope you all are looking forward to this update. It's going to be great. There's a lot to look forward to here. It's going to be a super good time. And yeah, a shame the polls didn't go that well. We just got the selected characters, but that's fine. And yeah, make sure to tune into the Twitch stream if you want to see Tower. If you just want to see me tackle it live. Hang out and chat, it'll be fun. And I will see you all in the next update video. Have a good one. Bye-bye.